Hello, party people. I'm 40 years old as of 2 hours ago. Today's July 22nd. My birth year was 1984. I'm the same age as LeBron James. Whatever that means. I'm 40 years old and I still get acne. Like a teenager. That's okay. I'm thinking about dyeing my whole head gray so I don't have to worry about the grays. I could be like that guy from American Idol. I don't know if you guys remember that. I had so many ideas for this video, and before I forget, so I sort of broke a promise. I didn't actually promise, but I said I was gonna do it and I didn't. I was gonna do my own makeup, femboy style, in a video that I would upload onto YouTube. I can still do it. It's just that I don't know how good I am at keeping the flow of the video going while just sitting there and putting on makeup, because I've never done it before. So that's why I wanted a couple of my friends in the background, but due to weather and stuff like that, it just wasn't gonna happen. And I'll get to it. Don't worry. Like, I can't give you an exact deadline because that didn't work the last time I tried. The deadline did work for Could Have Been Crazier, but in my 40 years, right? If you're wondering what happened in the first 40 years of my life, could have been crazy, could have been crazier. So you gotta know. Eventually, could have been craziest. I haven't decided if that's gonna be the name. It could have been the craziest. I don't know. It's my book, and I'll write whatever the fuck I want to write, as long as I'm not doing anything illegal, which I don't think I am. Because even with autobiographies that are supposed to be based on fact, the names of places and people are coincidental and fictitious. That's the message I put, at least. Then I put a little copyright sign to indicate that it's copyrighted, because that's how copyright works, right? You just put a little C. Sorry, I'm answering text message. This is for one of the people who found me on PlayStation through the YouTube the video about getting PlayStation level 999 with like 1175 platinums. Well, who's counting? I'm approaching 3,000 there. I'm closer to approaching 2,900 than I am 3,000, of course. To give you a little insight into my life, I don't know how long this video is going to be. It's already 30 minutes so far. To my left, so right here, I've got Finster's 6-hour stream that I unfortunately missed. I missed the live one, but I'm just watching the recap, the video, the replay, not recap, replay, and it's pretty good so far. One of his better streams, or her. I don't know. I think he still goes by his, he, him, etc. To my right, so right here, I've got my gambling stuff, my email inbox. So half of my life is over, theoretically. I think if I live to be 80, that's already good enough. I mean, I don't know. My parents are pushing 80. These pauses aren't to emphasize any emotion. It's just I've just got a lot of things going through my mind. I'll try to name them off as I can, and probably won't be in any particular order. I felt like I didn't belong in a certain community because I wasn't familiar with a lot of stuff, and I don't want to say it was cliquey, but it felt like I wasn't welcome there because I didn't know the ins and outs of etiquette for this particular community. We talked about this before, though, and you know, I think about it every now and then. Just it just didn't have to go down that way, but it did. So nothing I could do about it. So in my 40 years of experience in life, I saw, hopefully in chronological order, I saw Michael Jordan. I saw Ronnie King. I saw the LA race riots. I saw 9/11. I saw a lot of impeachment stuff going on, like scattered throughout history. I saw the pandemic, of course. Before that, yeah, it was before that, was it? I saw Kobe. May he rest in peace. I wish nothing but the best for him and his remaining family. And I saw something that still bothers me. Like, I feel like I'm gonna become, if not am already, one of those people who has a career define them. And I don't think that's a bad thing. What is a bad thing is that I don't see how I could have not gotten the promotion for 2 different jobs. Or, asked to stay, whatever you want to call it. And at worst, I thought I would get an offer from one and not the other, regardless of which one was which. I just was not expecting to be denied both. And the main worst part is that I can't think of anything else I would have done differently or could have done better. I thought my work ethic, I thought my results were enough. I thought they spoke for themselves. And if they didn't, I spoke for myself during those interviews. What else can I do? What else can I do, right? I don't know, I just wish things didn't have to be like this. But do I have any control over them? No, probably not. I should have put makeup on tonight. Oh, holy shit. My sleep has been a little messed up. I'm getting there though, and it's just trying to get in the swing of things of going to the gym every morning. Every weekday morning, of course. I don't have a cheat day. I mean, like, I don't eat a lot in general, if you couldn't tell. I'm sort of skinny. I don't know if you could tell that. In my lifetime, I saw, or, heard about, whatever. You know what I mean. When I was in grade school, the death of one of my classmates, one of my friends, was on the news. The reason I know it was him was because I remember the news clip showing his school picture, which was always taken with the green blackboard behind the student, and I recognized it. So I saw him pass away, and I saw or heard about. I wish I could have gone to the funeral or sent something, but it was just bad time. Very bad timing. Of course, any timing is bad timing for this kind of stuff. I saw one of my college friends pass away. He was at one point my roommate. I read the obituary, and like it didn't specify how things happened, which I understand why they didn't. Because it wouldn't change anything, this besides fulfill some people's curiosity, and obviously that's not the most important thing during that time. I saw or heard about, I'm saying that a lot, but the death of someone I knew from the military, someone I trained with, someone I believe they went to my unit. And we talked about this whole survivor's guilt thing. But that could have been crazy, so whatever. I saw the death of someone I went to high school with. I know that's a lot of people for some people. I mean, I guess I was lucky that there was only one person that I knew personally who passed away. Despite, again, the clarity of what happened was not important at the time. Were there some people who wanted to know what happened? Of course. Does it change anything though? No, it doesn't. That might not seem like a lot. I mean, I wasn't really close to her, but my grandma passed away sometime before the pandemic. And I know her that well. We didn't speak the same language, first of all, so she actually got her citizenship like in her 80s or some shit like that, which is crazy to me. She lived to be 93. Supposedly she took care of me while I spent my time in California as a baby. I regret not finding some way to get closer to her. I don't know. In my opinion, she wasn't the most social person. She was an old person. If that makes any sense, she was old, and she had the personality of an old person. So, who criticized me nonstop for not knowing fluent Cantonese. But hey, that was a lot of relatives, not just her. Just saying. I, not through death, fortunately, but throughout these 40 years, I lost a lot of friends, as in a lot of my friendships ended. A lot of new friendships began. And there are some that remained consistently. You know, that's life, right? I just feel like you can try and do the right thing over and over and over, but it doesn't always happen. And I take it personally that was my failure in regards to whatever. Was there nothing I could do about it? And I can't logically answer that question because I don't have a time machine. I don't know if I was driving if I needed to pay more attention and what would have happened. Nothing bad happened. Everyone gets in accidents. In my lifetime, I saw and participated in the birth of this YouTube channel. It's been going on for almost 5 years. I did take a break in the beginning, but I was still trying to figure out what kind of content I wanted to have. And I said, fuck it. I'll just make a whole bunch of playlists and sections for all sorts of topics. Why not? Again, could have been crazy, could have been crazier, and my YouTube channel, Tony Could Have Been. Now, people ask me, what could Tony could have been? The possibilities are endless. Tony could have been dead. Tony could have been, in my opinion, more successful. Tony could have been more understanding, more loving, more trustworthy. I don't know how much more I can be friendly, but Tony could have been more friendly. I think I'm a pretty easygoing person. But my buttons get pushed, and like, I'm still human. Like, I don't know if you guys know that. This is flesh and blood right here. I've been playing video games the majority of my life, and I don't regret it. I know some people would criticize it, but there's a lot more expensive hobbies you can have than playing video games. Just saying. There's a lot more bad hobbies, habits you can have than playing video games. I've cut down on my drinking a lot. Not that I ever had a problem, I'm just saying, like, it just hasn't been readily accessible. I've been kind of tight with money this month, but you know, it happens. This week is a pay week, so we'll see how that goes. It was a relatively light week in terms of hours, so I'm not expecting much. If I get 200, I'll be happy. But that's how it is, per diem, in terms of that. Sometimes you get like 20, 30 hours in that pay period. Sometimes you get single digits. It sucks. And no matter how much I made, how much more responsibility they put on me, I feel like my work ethic is about 99% appropriate. It's about 99% strong. And that 1% is there because I'm not perfect. I have made mistakes before. Arguably, were they small mistakes? Yeah, sort of. Did I get written up? Did I get reprimanded? No, I did not. Because they know I know how to do my job. They know I know my shit. So why didn't I get that fucking promotion? You see, this is where the cycle goes, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't have answers. There are no answers for these specific questions because I can't. What else could I have done? What else could I have said differently? What else could have played out differently? And I don't know. If you watched almost every video on this YouTube channel, congratulations, because I'm not even sure I have. At what point did I specify I plan on collecting disability the rest of my life? At what point did I say to give up? I call it giving up in my case. At what point did I give up and say I'm going to coast through the rest of life? I'll be happy with the bare minimum. Or, you know, my consideration of the bare minimum. At what point do I say that? So, if I never said that, why is it okay for you to assume that I was going to do that? You could have just asked me. You could have asked me what my career prospects are, what I want to do in the future. And I've come to terms with this in terms of, I don't want to call it killing two birds with one stone, but I'm going to try to research about how to make a Twitch channel 100% charity. Every video stream, whatever, is going to be a different charity. And all proceeds from that, all donations from that Twitch channel will go to continuing the Twitch channel, which really shouldn't cost that much money. I have all the shit. It will go to the charities. If someone wants to donate actual money to me, I'll direct them to YouTube. Fucking, I don't know how that's gonna work, but maybe there'll be a separate donation goal for. I'm not even sure if I want to receive money on Twitch. I mean, like, what would be my content on Twitch besides talking about the charities and stuff? But I feel like you have to be some sort of fucked up slime ball to fucking fuck with someone's charity channel. What is wrong with you that there are people out there who would do that? And it's just like, that's neither the place nor time to do something like that. I've seen it done. It's happened. If you watch during Christmas, during all those charity streams, there's people who, for lack of a better term, they come into the channel just to try to fuck things up. And it's like, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, why would you deny a charity or try to impede a charity from receiving money? It's just so, that charity wouldn't be getting money unless it was for that Twitch streamer and their channel. I don't know, man. Like, a lot of people, there's some weird people out there, man. That's one thing the internet has taught me, is there's some weird motherfuckers out there. In my 40 years, I've lived in California. I was born in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I lived in Milford, Connecticut. I lived in Las Vegas. I lived in North Las Vegas. I lived in Boston. And I wanted to live in Colorado because there were people that I knew there, so it wouldn't be like Vegas where I just jumped into a place where I didn't know anyone. Thankfully, I'm a fairly friendly person, so I would have made friends. I did make friends. Do I still talk to them? I mean, not really, but I met my fiance there. Technically, I never proposed to her, but, well, I never formally proposed to her, but due to some circumstances beyond my control, I believe at least, we didn't make it. The relationship didn't last. She just was only my girlfriend, and it did not continue after that. Unfortunate. How different life would have been. In my 40 years, I've seen my parents get older. I've seen the health of other people in the house deteriorate. I've seen hardship, I've seen illness, I've seen disease. And yet, I'm still here. Where I don't want to be, I'm still here. When my mom requested that I stay living here, I've said this before, what the fuck was I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say no? I mean, I know there's some people out there who would say no to that. We're not those type of people. This is not the same culture. I don't know how else to explain it like that. If you catch my drift, I don't know how else to explain to you that me being here is the right thing. But that doesn't mean I have to like it. Which I don't. But I understand my life circumstances, my situation, the situation of other members of this household. When life gives you lemons, I have no fucking idea. I've seen in my 40 years. I've seen Diablo 1. I've seen Diablo 2. I've seen Diablo 2 Lords of Destruction. I've seen Diablo 1 Hellfire. I've seen Diablo 3. What was the expansion Diablo 3 called? Oh, the Reaper of Souls. Okay, yeah. I've seen Diablo 4. And I will see Diablo 4, the expansion, Vessel of Hatred. I've been playing the Diablo series my entire life. On and off, of course. I didn't consistently. That was the only game I played through this whole time. Have you met my trophies? They're not all for the same game over and over. Well, some of them are technically. They're stacks, so whatever. Not region stacks, so just PS4, PS5, PS Vita, PS3, etc. PSVR. There's no PSVR 2. I just can't justify it. I know some people who did get it and they love it. I'm not fucking paying $600 for fucking PSVR 2. I'm sorry. I've been thinking about getting a PlayStation 5 Slim because I know there's some people out there who wouldn't mind a PlayStation 5, and as far as I can tell, it still works fine. So maybe I could sell it to them at a very discounted price. I have no idea. But yeah, that's not happening anytime soon. If anything, I might wait till, assuming they make one PS5 Pro, maybe there'll be a PS5 Pro Slim. I don't know. I still have my PlayStation 3. Still have my PlayStation Vita. I don't have my PlayStation 4 anymore. I sold it on eBay. Got a really good deal for it too. I think the parent, I assume, was unaware of what PlayStation they were purchasing. I mentioned several times in the description on eBay that PlayStation 4, PS4, and they still wanted to pay me the amount they wanted to pay me. Now, I had the original box. It was flawless, not a scratch on it. PS4, it was either a PS4 Pro or a PS4 Slim. I had both. So one went to GameStop and the other went to this eBay purchaser. And I was going to keep one of the PS4s, but I didn't think I was going to need it because they already said PS4 would be generally backwards compatible with PS5. I don't know how we started talking about video games at some point. In my 40 years, I've seen, of course, yeah, I know I mentioned before, could have been crazy. In my 40 years, I've seen extrasensory. In my 40 years, I've seen could have been crazy. In my years on YouTube and as a viewer on Twitch, which hopefully will change to creator at some point. I was introduced to the femboy community, which is kind of coincidental that Finster's stream, his latest stream, is about the label of what a femboy is, and these are same questions I've asked. I'm not sure if he has it, if he even has the answers. It's his life. It doesn't matter whether I approve it or not. He will always be one of the funniest people that I've ever watched, and it is so hilarious because he's not even trying to be funny. He just ends up being funny. Not like you're laughing at him. You're laughing at what he says, what he does, and his mannerisms, etc. What else was there? I've seen It's Not Easy Being Wheezy. I wish I could see more. I probably will at some point, but I don't know. I question. I shouldn't say question. I'm puzzled by the format of her channel. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just that it's not something I'm used to, and like I'm not sure if that's common for a lot of content creators on Twitch, whether they have a similar format. I don't know. What else have I seen? I've seen thirst traps. I've seen gender fluid. I've seen bisexual. I've seen homosexual. I've seen transsexual, or technically trans. I've seen vlogs about things that other people should be vlogging about. I've seen vlogs that I've made, of course, that made no fucking sense. I'm trying not to turn this into an hour, but that might happen. How appropriate, right? No, I'll cut this short soon. I got some gambling I gotta do, but just another day at the office. I've seen 13 relationships that did not pan out. Do I regret all of them? No, I don't, because I learned from them. I've learned not to be so trusting. I've learned when to trust and who to trust. I've learned about red flags. I've learned about being superficial. Unrelated to the relationships, I think, I've learned about racism. That was particularly evident during the pandemic. I will always look back on my time in the military and wonder what would have happened. Granted, I wouldn't necessarily have been in the line of fire. It was just that, how different would my life have been? And I can ask that about something else too. I can ask that about when I was growing up, especially as a teenager. I think about this a lot, that if I just had someone to talk to, like a professional, even a confidant with professional experience, if I just had someone to talk to, like, how different would my life have been? Because I didn't have anyone. And I know that sounds weird, but my parents are not fluent in English. I am not fluent in Cantonese. There was not much talking going on in the household growing up. But we're still alive. So we're doing something right? I don't know if having been hospitalized, if those hospitalizations was like more than 7, if they never happened, would I be homeless? Would I have lost my mind? Would I be in prison? I don't know. It could have been handled better, but my first hospitalization was involuntary. I cooperated, of course, but the professional I was speaking to at the time, he thought it was for the best, because like I wasn't getting any better. Like I was constantly sad and depressed. And if you want to call it a nervous breakdown, it was a nervous breakdown. If you want to call it a psychotic break, it was a psychotic break. No matter what you call it, it doesn't change the fact that it happened. In my 40 years, I've seen depression. I've seen manic depression. I've seen bipolar disorder. I've seen schizoaffective disorder. I've seen anxiety. I've seen insomnia. A lot of insomnia. I just seen so many people go away. It's my birthday, and I'll cry if I want to. I don't want to, but like, these aren't necessarily tears of sadness. Some of them are. I don't know, man. It's not so much that we always have to do the right thing. It's that you try to do the right thing. And when it doesn't work, you try something else. Well, one thing I have learned is, especially after hospitalizations, when you come out, like, not that kind of coming out, like when you come out of the hospital, you pick yourself up, because you wouldn't be in the hospital unless you fell. Like, not literally, well, maybe literally. You know, if you fell from the good place you might have been at, and things got complicated and sad, sometimes illegal, unfortunately. Not in my case, of course. What was I talking about? Yeah, you pick yourself up and you put yourself back together again. And if it happens again, and it's probably gonna happen again, you pick yourself up and you put yourself back together again. And it might not seem like it to some people, but this is relatively normal. Is my life normal? I mean, it's unique, but I'm not sure if that makes it normal or not. I don't consider it abnormal. I consider that I've had a lot of life experiences, and I want to say, and I wish I really did learn something from all of them, each individual experience, but I don't know. Maybe I haven't even learned from those experiences even to this day. Maybe I will tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe there'll be some epiphany, and I'll see everything clearly. Yeah. But I will tell you guys this: Tony could have been TCB Productions. We are opening our own bar. It's going to be called Puzzles, and people will wonder. They'll look at the bar and be like, "Why is it called Puzzles?" If you know where that's from, that you deserve some kudos right there. You know where that's from. You know, sometimes I think, like, I've always pictured myself, you know, in the movies, right? I always pictured myself next to someone's grave of someone I lost, and I'm taking a drink, like pouring it over the dirt, telling them to drink, and just the symbolism of that, I think, it's kind of nice. Probably not healthy, but it's kind of nice. I sort of hope that when that time does come, someone does that to my grave. I would like a drink in the afterlife. Why not? In my 40 years, I've seen this. In my 40 years, I've seen this and that. No piercings, though. Surprisingly, no piercings, huh? Unless you count the one on my... Anyway, You didn't need to know that. That was like too much information. I'll edit that out. Editor-san, please edit that out. I'll make sure to include a sponsor video of my sponsor clip that is inserted. You really think there's a sponsor? What is... Anyway, it's been a long time. I'm honestly surprised at my memory for like a lot of weird stuff. I don't know why I remembered some of this weird stuff, but I do. Kind of out of the ordinary, like insignificant stuff that a person might remember. I've seen gambling. I've seen the highs and the many, many lows. But I have never borrowed money from someone. And even if I did, I paid them back early. There's certain people you borrow money from and certain people that you don't. There needs to be a certain period of time that you go by before it's okay to ask for someone to borrow money from. Why would someone lend money to someone who they don't know that well? Or at all in some cases, which is crazy to me. I've seen in my 40 years Taylor Swift. I've seen Craig David. I've seen The Offspring. I've seen Linkin Park. I've seen Jay-Z. I've seen Beyonce. I know I'm missing Maroon 5. Cardi B. Halsey. How can I forget Halsey? I've seen a lot of bad stuff and a lot of good stuff. Now, we try to convince ourselves that we've seen a majority of good stuff, but sometimes I wonder, because, like, you know, like, human beings, or I don't mean to get philosophical, but, like, it's in our nature to destroy each other, to hate each other. And why is it that way? I believe it's because we're self-aware, because we're cognizant. We are aware that we are alive and that we will eventually leave this physical plane, whether you believe in God or not, or whatever, whoever. I don't know. I've seen my friends' weddings. I've seen the lack of some weddings that I thought were gonna happen. Not just personally. I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but there were some that did not happen that I thought were gonna happen. I just I've seen Genshin Impact. I've seen a company at the time called MiHoYo, now called HoYoverse. They released the game at the perfect timing during the pandemic, and there's a reason why that shit blew up. Like, the gameplay wasn't even like revolutionary. It was just a really fucking good story, and the story's still going on. That's crazy to me. I've seen anime. I've seen dude, that should be another playlist. I should have anime on my channel or something. I've seen Fruits Basket. I've seen Bleach. I've seen Naruto. I've seen Shippuden. I haven't seen Boruto. Not yet, at least. Or even Saruto eventually in the future. Anyway, I don't know about that, but there will always be people who will watch it. Come on now. I've seen Dragon Ball. The many Dragon Balls out there. That didn't sound quite right, but okay. How can I forget Rhinali? Oh my god. The person who motivated me to expand my horizons. And even if that never happened, if I never went to his channel, I think things would have eventually played out very similarly. It would have been different, of course, but like, I never put a label on myself. I can't say that enough. I still go by he, him, his. And that's, I don't want to say that's all I will ever know, but I will say that's 100% what I'm comfortable with. And whatever other things might happen in whatever videos on YouTube, of course, if it does or does not happen, that doesn't change anything to me. It's not the end of the world if something doesn't happen in that particular interest of mine, and it's fine. I've realized in those 13 relationships that in the beginning ones, I sort of had an idea why I shouldn't have children with some of my exes, and truthfully I saw with some of my exes why I should have, but we all know why I don't want kids. I'm not trying to make it a noble thing or something, or the right thing to do. I just feel like it's the wrong thing to do for me to have kids. With so many possible genetic obstacles. I told my parents that I don't want someone to have as hard of a life as I did, because of factors that were out of our control. So is the bloodline going to end here? It might. Oh shit, that reminds me, I need to set up an appointment with my lawyer or attorney or whatever his name is, just to finalize some things in my will. I know where I'm leaving all my worldly possessions to, and to whom. Or possibly many other people. Mostly family. I know where I'm leaving all that stuff. But I've said this in previous videos that to think, right, that like at one point I'm gonna be the only person left alive in this house. And it's somewhat terrifying. You might have heard me say this, especially in recent videos. If I knew the exact day, somehow knew the exact day my parents would pass away, and if you said I had to rape and pillage a small village to have one more day with them to properly say goodbye, show me where this fucking village is. You think I'm joking about that? I'm not. I don't even particularly get along with my parents, but this doesn't change the fact that they're my parents. I would like to think I get along with everyone in this household, but everyone's kind of in their own little world. And like, obviously I am on this YouTube channel, so a lot of things didn't have to play out the way they played out. But again, what can I do? History is already written. I don't know, man. It's like just like sometimes I just feel so insignificant in the big picture of everything. I'm sure that's a normal feeling. I have no idea what the future holds. In the past, at least I had some idea, or like some dream, some goal. But now it's like I'm just going through the motions, just taking it day by day. There's nothing wrong with taking things one day at a time. It's just you need to look ahead as well. Something I've had problems with. Hate to say that, but I hate to admit it. At the end of the day, we all just want to be happy. And if your happiness involves, I don't know, like playing basketball or something like that, then play basketball. If whatever your goals and hobbies are, I say this to myself, if I'm not hurting myself or anyone else, why the fuck does it matter what I do or don't do? Now, I know we talked about my first hospitalization. Some of those hospitalizations were voluntary. I was just like to point out. What's on my mind? Well, yeah, some of them were voluntary. I mean, I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel well. And I knew I probably should be monitored during those times. And I feel like I didn't get enough credit, you know what I mean? For the fact that I voluntarily went to some of those hospitalizations. Just saying. Like, some people out there wouldn't have went. They would just lose their fucking minds and do something they're probably going to regret. The very fatality. No, hopefully it won't be a fatality. Like, hopefully it'll be natural causes. Like, I don't know if money is gonna keep me happy or make me happy. I don't know if working in a nonprofit is gonna keep me happy. There's a chance it could burn me out if I'm not already burned out. I don't see myself working in any other field, sometimes in any other place. Like my current position at the current behavioral health and substance abuse clinic. I'm not giving back. I wasn't an alcoholic before and someone rescued me. Like, that never happened. I'm an intake coordinator for you. Those that don't know, this is a fancy way of saying a peer support, or like in my case, a intake processor. Excuse me. Some people that I interview before they meet with the clinician or therapist, whatever, the next person, I see them like every fucking day. Some people I never see again. And it's like, it's not that I need to know. I mean, like, you can only get attached so much in like what a like 20-minute conversation, but I do wonder what happens to some of them. There were some instances where things hit a little bit closer to home than I was comfortable with. And I had to step back and say, like, this is something I'm still learning on. I really don't like doing it, but I realize that there's some days when I need to ask for a day off. Not that my job is particularly hard. Is it stressful? It can be. Obviously, I can't ask that all the time, though. I've gone to work depressed before. I've gone to work anxious. Does that change how I do my job? No, it does not. I have a script that I follow. As boring as that might sound, I know exactly what I'm gonna ask. I know how to phrase it. I know how to react to it. And this is after like 5 years of in this position, which is another reason I was surprised I did not get the promotion. I don't know. Things didn't have to turn out this way, but they did, and I need to accept that. It's hard, obviously. It's one thing to accept something, it's a whole nother thing to move on. You can move on without accepting something. It's not a healthy way to do things, but you can. Well, now that I made this video an hour, which is what I said I would not do, but hey, whatever. Thanks for joining me on this vlog about being 40 years alive. I need a haircut. Holy shit. You see, this is why I'm gonna dye my hair gray. There will be no black hair left. Is there a bald spot? Is my hairline receding? You know, they say at casinos, right, that Asian dealers who are bald, they are very stingy. You're gonna lose playing with them because they have money, they have a good job, but they don't even want to pay for hair, like hair implants and stuff like that. They don't want to pay for it. They have the money, they don't want to pay for it, so they're cheap. They hoard money. They don't give you money. You don't win at their tables. Those damn bald Asian men. Asian dealers stealing all our monies. Alright guys, I'm gonna do some gambling and I don't know if I have to go to the gym in like 2 hours. Oh, 1 hour, holy shit. Thanks for watching. I know I say that like every time, but like honestly I meant it every time. If you made it through this entire video, congratulations. Your reward will come in the mail. Send it to my P.O. box. Send me things. Send me free things off my Amazon wishlist. When you get to that level, you know you made it. When people are sending you free shit, you know you made it. Alright guys, alright. I'll talk to you guys later. Say what you want to say, do what you want to do. Take care of yourselves and each other.